Jalloul Muro is the Vice Chair of the European Parliament's Committee on Foreign Affairs, also a member of the Delegation for Relations with the Arab Peninsula with me now. Good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
The difficulty now is that European countries and your own country, Spain particularly, are being painted as being the bad actors here, that don't want to get involved, that don't want to help the United States, even though you're going to benefit from the work that's being done.
Well, that's not entirely true. What we have always said, my President Pedro Sanchez have always said, is that we don't support any military unilateral intervention without the support of the Security Council of the United Nations. So he has always taken this position. He has always spoke about, not having double standards when he supported Palestine or Ukraine. So the issue is that we cannot support something that has not been constituted through United Nations.
Right. What role do you see for the building behind and the building where you are up the street?
I think that we need to be united in what we have in front of us now. First of all, we have been very vocal all together against the government of Iran, and I want to say that, my Prime Minister too, talking about putting, the Revolutionary Guard under the EU terrorist list, confronting the government because of the lack of respect of human rights in the country. But now we need to be united for what we have in front of us, very big energetic crisis due to this war, consequence of this war.
Right, but under the Pottery Barn principle, which you're familiar with, you break it, you own it. The US is in this mess. Israel's in this mess. And so are the rest of us by default. Doesn't it sort of require us to help the US get out of it?
Yes, and this should be talking about de-escalation and diplomatic means and ending the war as soon as possible. This passes through that, because by now we have almost 1 million displaced in Lebanon and more than 1,000 people that are dead. Today, the infrastructures of the country were bombed. Where does this lead us to? This is one. And second, we are scared also about the consequences with terrorist groups aligning themselves. We want to end the militias in the Middle East. We support any actions against Hezbollah and Hamas, but we need to understand that many civilians are being killed, and this is not bringing any solution by far. Where is the end of this war? What is the outcome of this war? We cannot see the end because also the US is not putting, there's no light on what is going to be the day after.
So
that's worrying.
As the Vice Chair of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, how bad are relations between Europe and the United States now? And I'm not talking about people to people. I'm talking about government to government.
Well, I would say that I would not put it in that sense. What we have to do now is to be together, all of us, in order to defend our interests now, and to do safeguards and protect our citizens for this crisis. We are going to confront this energetic crisis the U.S. have put us through. We want to have good transatlantic relationship with the U.S. I think that the President of the Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, show her willingness to have good relation with the U.S. with the tariff agreements that was negotiating with the. We accepted 50% tariffs.
Aren't you just continuing to play the game that Mark Carney talked about at Davos? You're all still hoping out of hope that somehow the United States is going to, under Trump, is going to let you do what you want, or he's not going to exact revenge on you. And I always wonder, at what point will daylight dawn?
Well, what do we have to be expecting or waiting for him to tell us what we have to do? We need to be independent, in very good relation, or relation of respect with the U.S. But we need to think in our own interest and to have our strategic autonomy, and this is depending on the leadership we want to have, with the rest of the world. We need to think in our leadership and our strategic autonomy, safeguarding, our relationship with the U.S.
Just a quick one before we finish, because since you're here, we might as well get. Are you in favour, and are you going to pass the Turnberry Agreement, trade agreement?
We are going to push for strong safeguards and guarantees tomorrow to make sure that the United States respect the agreement that we got last July, and we have to push for that.
I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thanks
for coming
to you.
In.
Thank
it's
you very
kind
much.
of you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.